Like, we have never love anybody and say, I'll love you for no matter what. No. I love you as long as you can be loved. Like, I will be nice to you. I'll be your friend if you're a friend. The day you're not a friend, I will not be your friend. It's not carved in stone, you know. Like, we have this idea, love me no matter what. No, cannot. I love you if you're lovable. If you're unlovable, I'm going to stop loving you. So we have been crippled. So we will not be in charge. So somebody can take charge over us and abuse us. You see, this is my world. I'm not a squatter, you know, so I'm going to respond. I'm going to color it, shape it, make it the way I see it too. As how I respect it is yours too. So could it be the human unconscious mind, its greatest desire to escape responsibility and not to be in charge? And to go back to being like a child?
It is very important that you understand it, that you listen to your heart and that you fully understand what love feels like. It's not what they can buy you. It's that they can look at you in the eye. Mm-hmm. It's that they can hold space for you. It's that they can comfort you. It's that they can nurture you and care for you. Who gives a shit if he can buy you the Louis Vuitton bag and he can buy you the red bottom shoes and he can buy you the gold Rolex watch, and you could finally feel that you've made it in life because you have all this stuff, but your heart is empty because his heart is empty. Because if his heart was full, that wouldn't be important to him. It wouldn't matter to him that he can buy you all this stuff. Mm-hmm. What would matter to him is that he can be there for you to take care of you. Yeah. And then sure, he wants to spoil you, but he spoils you with love. He spoils you with time. He spoils you with travel. He spoils you with memories, not stuff. Stuff comes and goes.
Toxic relationship. You know what being in a healthy relationship will show you? It will show you how imperfect you are. You ask God for a good man, but when you ask God for a good man, it also points out how many flaws you have. Because when you're in a toxic relationship, you can justify why you run, why you don't do the hard things, because you're like, this is not my person. So I can really just bow out respectfully. And then I also know that this person is not necessarily deserving of me. So I'm not going to work towards it. I'm not going to fix my flaws. I'm not going to even acknowledge them because his flaws are way worse than my flaws. But when you get a good man or woman, it requires you to face all the toxic parts of yourself that you haven't faced. So just understand that when God sends you your person, yes, it's going to be the best relationship you've ever been in, the most healthy, but it's also going to require the most work because it's also going to point out all of your flaws and your offenses and the ways that you fall short. And you won't be able to run from it. You won't be able to just block them. You won't be able to just justify any of your bad behavior or your toxic qualities. You're going to have to face it head on because your person, they're going to be willing to fight for you. They're going to be willing to see you flaws and all and still go hard for you. They're not going to run. They're going to be all up in your business, all up in your face. And guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to face it or fold. And you already know, ain't nothing in these streets, so you might as well face it. You know?
5 secrets that'll keep a couple together. 5. Number 1, it's a big one. You have to know how to say sorry and mean it. See, sometimes just saying sorry will prevent more problems. See, the trauma comes from the fact that you're not willing to admit your fault. And when you're not willing to admit your fault, it's harder to forgive someone who won't even say sorry. And I've noticed that there are a lot of people who just expect you to get over it. And people don't get over it. Sometimes they just get over you. Number 2, they don't hold grudges. Anyone that holds grudges will never see the value in another person. Because I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes when people make mistakes, it makes them better in the end. See, if a person holds a grudge against something you may have done to them, they will never see the changes that you're making. You can't make strides when a person is continually holding on to grudges. So stop holding grudges. Number 3, they don't make assumptions about their partner's feelings. Sometimes in order to understand your partner, you have to learn to listen to your partner. Stop assuming that you know how they feel or what they're thinking. Because they're telling you how they feel, but you're continuously making an assumption about how they feel. How are you going to learn your mate if you're not willing to listen to your mate? That don't make sense. Open up your ears and close your mouth. Number 4, you have to make time for what matters to your partner. See, if your partner wants to go to the play, go to the play. Because everything in a relationship is not about what you want. Sometimes to accommodate someone is compromising for someone. And when you compromise, it shows that you value them. If they value and love something, sometimes you should like it to the magnitude that you're willing to just do it to accommodate them. If you're not willing to do that, then it's hard for someone to have fun with you. Number 5, you don't let outsiders voice your opinion about their relationship. I'm going to tell you something. Outsiders can kill your relationship, and the reason being is because they're voicing their opinion on how they feel. See, if you have an outsider that's unhappy with their current situation, they tend to give bad advice. And notice, when they give in bad advice, they want you to take the advice, so they want you to have problems in your relationship. So sometimes you have to be conscious of the mind state that the person you're getting that advice from. So be careful who you get advice from, because it might lead you to being single. Don't let that go over your head. 5 secrets that'll keep a couple together.
Some of the most impactful phrases and words that a man will ever say to his wife. I'm taking care of it. I took care of it. I've got it. I've got you. Here's the plan. Here's what's going to happen. A man who is fully embodying his true, powerful, strong masculinity, he is decisive. He is predictive. He plans and prepares. He takes care of things that need to get done. When he says he's going to do something, he does it. If he doesn't have a plan in the moment, he sets a time frame, a deadline in which to have a plan. He has visions based in his purpose. He knows who he is and where he's going, and he wants his wife to join him. Rather, a man in his wounded feminine energy, which is identified as more passive, more reluctant, more appeasing. A man in his wounded feminine energy is fearful of conflict. He's a people pleaser. He's in codependence. He's waiting for others to make decisions, most notably his wife. And if his wife is in her wounded masculine energy, where she's making all the decisions, where she's in control, where she's running the show, she will languish in being overwhelmed, exhausted, burned out. And that leads to deep recesses of frustration and bitterness, anger and anxiety. And a husband who is faced with a wife who is frustrated and angry, who's overbearing, over-controlling, nags, that husband is in essence upside down. How do I know this? Because I've been there. I've lived it. I'd languished in my wounded feminine energy for decades. I waited for my partner to make the decisions. I was afraid to make mistakes, riddled in fear of rejection. Living in that wounded feminine energy, it absolutely can be healed, absolutely can be reversed. And that man can stand forward, stand up, and live from his powerful masculine energy.
When you're in a healthy relationship, it might feel weird at first, and here's why. You might feel safe but bored because chaos isn't present. You're not going to have anxiety over texting because this person's actually secure. Disagreements don't feel like a war because emotional safety exists. You're not constantly trying to prove your worth because they already value you for who you are. And you're usually waiting for the other shoe to drop because your nervous system isn't used to calm. And if it feels unfamiliar, it's not because it's wrong. It's because it's healthy, and that's not something that your nervous system or your brain are used to.
The older I get, the more that I become fascinated with dating in privacy, because I honestly and truly believe that the healthiest relationships are the ones that people do not have access to, that are not currently inside of them. And the reason I say this is because I used to be a person that whenever I got into it with somebody that I was romantically involved with, I would go seek second opinions, right? I would go seek outside validation, like, okay, am I tripping? Am I wrong? Did I perceive this wrong? But it was never solution oriented, because it's like, why am I over here asking a whole bunch of different people that have no understanding of my partner's background, have no understanding of what we're currently operating within. They don't know the previous situations that might have caused triggers in this situation. Like, they have no surrounding understanding. The only thing that they know is they know me. And that makes their opinion biased. And it never really led to like a resolution, right? I would get these opinions from other people, and then I would come to discussion with my partner and be like, oh, well, like, I know I wasn't tripping because so-and-so said I wasn't tripping. And then it would just cause more harm than good, right? It would never be taken well, because now it seems like I cannot confide in my partner when I have an issue, or I can't come and talk to my partner when I have something to get off my chest. I have to go talk to all these other people in order for me to have a mind of my own. And that was never something that needed to be said for me. So I think, honestly, as I'm continuing to get older and as I'm starting to understand dating dynamics more, I'm really becoming comfortable with the idea of people just not having any type of insight on who I'm dating, who I'm talking to, the things that we have going on. Of course, if there's something that is like extremely traumatic that people need to know about for my safety, I'm going to tell them that. But as far as like the little disagreements every now and then, I believe conflict resolution is a very, very big part of having a healthy relationship.